Texas Memorial Stadium here in Austin, Texas. And we've got a good matchup for you as the Cal Bears out of the Pac-12 come into town to take on the Texas Longhorns. Hi everybody, I'm Gus Johnson along with Joel Klatt, and welcome to Austin, where tonight, folks, we're going to get an opportunity to see maybe the best player in college football, Jerrod Goff. Some say that he could be the #1 overall pick in the NFL draft. He's only a junior, and he's got a golden arm.
I tell you, I think he could be the best kept secret in all of college football. Number 16 for the Cal Bears. He's 6'4", a big arm. The NFL scouts absolutely love this guy. He can make every single throw in the book, but it's more than just that. It's the way that he plays with his mind that I love. He knows where the ball is going before the wide receiver even does, and he gets it there on time. The coaches for Texas told us very simply, and they played a lot of good quarterbacks in their time. This guy's the best they've ever faced. I can't wait to see him tonight.
All right, quarterback is the story in this game, folks. If one rotten apple can spoil the bunch, then one bright light can shine on everybody. Jerrod Heard, he's a redshirt freshman from Denton, Texas. He may be that spark,
that's right,
that juice that Charlie Strong has been looking for.
Well, you speak of introductions, right? Jerrod Goff is going to be introduced to America tonight. Well, this is Jerrod Heard's introduction to the Texas fan base. They have been waiting down here since 2009 when Colt McCoy walked to that locker room at the Rose Bowl in the national championship game against Alabama for a player like Jerrod Heard. They think he is that player to give them the life and Gus, the spark that you talked about. My question would be, will that spark turn into a full-fledged fire here tonight in Austin? Because it could. This kid is that electric.
And Cal and the Longhorns ready to battle as Cal comes into Austin for the first time in 45 years. Time now to join the third member of our team on the sideline. Here's Molly McGrath.
Coach, you spent a lot of time at Texas Memorial Stadium, but never as a head coach. What are your emotions heading into this game against such a storied program?
Well, you know, big thing we got to do is just keep our emotions in check and just play Cal football today. It's all about us executing and playing well and weathering the storms that are going to happen during the ball game. So it's really about just keeping emotionally neutral as much as we can.
Two very different quarterbacks in this matchup. What does Jerrod Goff need to do to come out on top?
Well, we just got to execute our offense. That's the biggest thing for us right now. Just make routine plays and keep doing it over and over.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
All right, thank you very much, Molly. Hot and humid here in Central Texas. 90-degree temperature. It's about 96 on the field, and we will see how that affects these Bears out of Northern California. Cal won the toss and elected to receive the football, so Nick Rose will send it away. Trevor Davis and Muhammad back deep for California. This series dates back to 1959. Texas leads it 5-0, and we're underway from Austin. This one kicked deep and out of the end zone. So Jerrod Goff coming on the field for the first time. A couple of things you need to pay attention to when the Bears have the ball.
Well, his running back, Daniel Lasco, is suffering from a hip injury. So the guy who needs to control the middle of the field is the tight end, Steven Anderson. Now, it's a flex tight end. He's a great player, former walk-in. Watch him in the middle of the field. And then Malik Jefferson for Texas. He's a true freshman, and he is the emotional leader for a Charlie Strong-led defense that has a lot of young players on the field, very athletic.
First down and 10 to the 25 for this young man. Jerrod Goff out of the shotgun. And Goff will throw it on first down. Near side, caught out of bounds at the 30-yard line as Darius Powell makes the reception. So Jerrod Goff holds 19 school passing records, as high as number 4 in some NFL mock drafts.
I would have him up there. He'd be my first or second quarterback off the board. He is that talented. Great frame, even better release.
Now number 20, Jeffrey Copperidge comes in the game, a junior from Watts, California, and they'll give it to him running right, looking for room, and he'll be a yard short of the first down as Nashawn Hughes comes up and makes the tackle.
Third down defense has been an Achilles heel for this defense, the Texas Longhorns. Third down conversions on 63%. It's 127 in the country. Has to improve tonight.
Cal beat San Diego State 35-7 in Berkeley last week. Goff threw 3 touchdown passes. Here's Goff, steps up in the pocket, under pressure. He can run a little. He'll pick up the first down as he slides down at the 48-yard line in front of Antoine Davis for a gain of 12.
So deceptive with his foot speed, but I love the decisiveness that he runs with. Right there, as soon as he sees the hold, he didn't step up and try to throw the ball. He saw the sticks, knew he could get a first down, and heads upfield to move the chains.
First down and 10 at the 48. Second series for Cal. Here's Goff. Near side. Dropped it out of the backfield. In Wary. A nice run after the catch as he gets out of bounds. Antoine Davis there to push him out of bounds after a gain of 9.
Goff plays with such calm in the pocket. Even on the third down when he takes off, nothing gets to this guy. He just moves methodically and in rhythm all the time.
Second down and 1. His offensive line keeps him pretty clean. In Wary running, and he'll pick up the first down as he's stopped at the 36. Desmond Jackson in the middle making the tackle.
This Cal offense has a change of pace tempos, very similar to Oregon. They can play fast, and then all of a sudden they get in a huddle. It's very difficult for a defense to understand what they're trying to do because they can change it up.
Trey Watson in the backfield. They give it to him running right, and Watson lowers his shoulder and goes down at the 34-yard line. Duke Thomas, one of their leaders on defense, number 21, makes the hit.
I love the strategy because of the youth on the opposite side for Texas. A lot of these guys playing their first 2-3 games in college football for the University of Texas. So when you change up that tempo, it can create some indecision for those defenders.
Second and 7 at the Texas 34. Goff throwing on the move. Oh, he put that one on the money. And it's caught by Bryce Treggs as he gets out of play. Picks up 5, and with that throw, Jerrod Goff sets a school record.
At a school with some pretty good quarterbacks in their history, including one that's sitting up in Green Bay right now.
He was 16 passing yards from eclipsing Troy Taylor's all-time school record of 8,126 yards set in 1986. Vic Inwary in the backfield with Goff. Goff to throw it with time and caught. What a catch. Steven Anderson, the flex tight end. First down and goal at the 6, and Nweri runs the ball. It's not just the rule, Joel, but it's the interpretation of the rule.
Exactly.
And the officials have to be given some leeway for the interpretation of that rule, because it was clear that Anderson caught the ball and was ducking down, and there was no way that Dylan Haynes could have pulled up.
No, and he didn't have any other place to hit Steven Anderson. That was the only opportunity he had to get him down to the ground.
Second and goal at the 7-yard line. Second series for the Cal Bears. Goff, play fake in the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Kenny Lawler. Well defended by Antoine Davis.
Good throw here from Goff. It's maybe a little behind, actually, Lawler. Lawler had a good route, had some space out there on the left, but beautiful job by Davis of forcing him out to that pylon quicker than he wanted to.
Third down goal of the 7. 12th play of the drive that started at the 36. Goff to throw it again under pressure. Goff breaks contain, throws on the run, caught in the end zone, touchdown, Maurice Harris.
This is the exact problem that Texas has had all year long. They get a free rusher and a chance at Jerrod Goff, and Charlie Strong has been stressing with his players. When you get opportunities to sack the quarterback, you have to bring them down or else big plays happen. Goff escapes and throws a touchdown for Cal.
Last week against Rice, Strong estimated the number of missed tackles at 20 and the number of missed sacks at 10. They missed a sack this time. Jerrod Goff makes him pay. Cal on top, 7-zip. All right, a look at the scoring drive. 12 plays covering 64 yards. Cal 3 for 3 on third downs on that drive, and all were 7 yards or longer for Jerrod Goff, who now is the all-time passing leader, over 8,000 yards in Cal history. So Anderson, the left-footed kicker, may send this one out of the end zone. He kicks it short again, and Gray signals for the fair catch and has it at the 25. And here's what we should look for when Texas has the ball.
Well, just as their defense has struggled on third down, their offense has struggled staying on the field on third down conversions, only 24%. We'll see if that gets better with the insertion of Jerrod Heard as the starting quarterback. And then the Cal defense, they've been much maligned over the last couple of years. It's been all about that Bear Raid offense, but they are improving. Granted, they haven't played great competition in the first couple of games, but statistically much better.
And here's Heard running. And Heard will get out of bounds. Nice gain. And they've kind of switched things up. Jay Norvell now the play caller for Texas. Different look offensively with Heard in the game compared to Swoops.
Yeah, Tyrone Swoops a bit more of a pocket guy and less explosive outside of the pocket. Jay Norvell came over this year as a hire from Oklahoma. Was on staff there for 7 years and now has the play calling duties for the Longhorns.
Here's Gray around the corner with running room, and he's finally tackled from behind at the 35-yard line by Demarie Drew.
And when you talk about this zone read game, it becomes so important, the mesh point and the snap. And Heard did a great job just getting the snap and getting it to his running back, Jonathan Gray, there on the last play.
So it's a 6-yard gain. First down and 10, Texas at their own 35. Here's Heard to throw it. And it's incomplete. Looks like they were trying to set up a screen on the far side. A little too much on that football, intended for Warwick, Ja'Cory Warwick, and that brings up 2nd and 10.
Had a little bubble screen up there to the wide receivers. They also had a screen being set up down to this near side. I thought that was more open for Jerrod Heard, but you're never wrong as a quarterback playing your foundation, which is the field side bubble screen.
2nd and 10. Heard with a big running lane. He'll fire it up the sideline, and it's caught by DJ Johnson, still running. Johnson goes down at the 30.
He's in the slot. He's going to go outside, and he's actually going to be pressed out of bounds. But he's going to try to reset himself right away. The hat came off. No flag came down. The officials are discussing it right now. I think this is going to stand because he got himself reestablished right away.
The receiver was forced out by the defense, came back inbounds and caught the pass. Illegal play. First down, Texas.
That's a 45-yard gain. Heard to DJ Johnson.
And that is not reviewable because they have ruled that he was contacted in order to go out of bounds. Great play for Texas and Jerrod Heard.
154 all-purpose yards last week on 4 returns for Johnson. Now he's getting into the act on offense against Cal. First down and 10 at the 30. Jonathan Gray, the single setback with Heard. And they'll give it to him, running straight ahead. And to Jay Johnson, Joel, just a very interesting story. Yes, 154 all-purpose yards on 4 returns, including an 85-yard punt return touchdown last week. But Charlie Strong suspended Johnson for the first 4 games of the 2014 season.
And he told him, though, he said, you keep working to get out of this doghouse. I'm going to be right there when you succeed. And guess who was the first one to congratulate him after that 85-yard punt return last week? It was Charlie Strong. He doesn't just want to discipline the kids. He loves on them as well. DJ Johnson feeling the love from his head coach.
2nd down and 8. Here's Heard. Time in the pocket. Goes up. Gray! Got it! And Jonathan Gray out of bounds inside the 5. I tell you what, this Jerrod Heard has the it factor, Joel Klatt.
Hey, the lights came on. It's game time. The stage is big enough for Jerrod Heard. He gets his back out of the backfield, and I love how he used his eyes to run the defense towards the deep routes and allow his back some open space to get open inside the 10-yard line.
He's 4 of 5, 88 yards already. That was a gain of 26. Here's Heard, bounces it outside, wants to run it, hesitates, turns the corner. Touchdown, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, the Texas Longhorns have their quarterback.
It's a simple zone read with a pass option, but he was forced to run right away because Hardy Nickerson was in the backfield, and that's the athleticism that they've been missing out of the quarterback position. Nothing there, and he still creates his own touchdown. Jerrod Heard in the end zone.
Extra point by Nick Rose is good. So Texas counterpunching, led by the electric freshman, Jerrod Heard from Denton, Texas, home of Phyllis George, folks. Welcome back as you take a look at the scoring drive. And earlier this week, Malik Jefferson said last week after the Rice game, in one game, Jerrod Heard improved our swagger. Everyone wanted to see him play. He'd been held back like in a prison cell.
You could feel it in the stadium. People on the edge of their seat waiting for this kid to make a play and give this fan base and this program some life. You know, for the first time in a while, this stadium has come alive for their offense, Gus, and Jerrod Heard is the reason.
Let's see how it affects their defense as Jared Goff prepares to come back on the field. Davis and Muhammad back deep, and this one will not be returned. 16-yard pass completion and a 15-yard roughing the passer penalty. First down and 10 at the 24. Goff underneath, and it's caught by Kenny Lawler, and Lawler will get close to the first down depending on the spot.
This is what I love about a big experienced offensive line. Watch these guys get out on the bubble screen in front of the wide receiver. They play with such great tempo and pace that they're in the perfect spot. They form the pocket for an easy completion and some successful yardage.
First down and 10 at the 34, far side this time, and it's Bryce Treggs trying to shake Duke Thomas, but nothing doing. Duke Thomas from Coppers Cove High School in Killeen, Texas. Treggs will limp off the field after a 7-yard pickup.
That line, very experienced, over 80 starts in their career, just among the 5 starters, including Jordan Rigsby, the right guard, number 73. He started every game, 38 starts in the last 3 years.
Second down and 3. They stay on the ground in Wary. Still running. Wasn't down. Second effort should get him a first down. Peter Jenkins in the vicinity as he lost his hat and he'll have to sit out a play.
The only way he's able to stay in is if it's a foul that actually knocks his helmet off, like hands to the face. Then he can stay in the game, but now he's got to come off.
First down and 10 at the 22. And Vic and Wary again. And he'll be lucky if they spot it at the line of scrimmage. In Wary, a different kind of running back than Daniel Lasco. They consider him a power back.
Well, he's a big frame, 230 pounds, 6'1". He's got some wiggle to him, but that's his specialty, to be inside the tackles.
Second down and 11 at the 23. Kenny Lawler, the receiver at the bottom of your screen. Goff, quick strike to the far side, and it's caught by Darius Powell. And I thought it was interesting when we talked to the Texas coaches and they talked about the effort of the wide receivers for Cal. They give you such a great effort because they know that they can always get the ball.
Yeah, that's a product of the quarterback being so intelligent, having knowledge of the system. Any one of those 5 releases can get the ball on any given play.
It's 3rd and 5 at the 17. Play fake underneath, caught at the 10-yard line, and that's Anderson once again. Steven Anderson, the senior from San Jose.
Goff actually saw the blitz. Here it's going to come off the edge. He actually checked the play, and he knew he was going to get his tight end right in that vacated area. That's veteran quarterback play. Brilliantly done by Jerrod Goff, even if it's just for a short completion.
Anderson with 46 catches and 5 touchdowns his sophomore year. First down and goal at the 10. Here's Muhammad slicing, lost it. Texas has a football. That's the effort Charlie Strong wanted. Antoine Davis with the recovery, but Muhammad got smacked.
That's the backup safety. He came in for Dylan Haynes, who was ejected earlier in the game. Kevin Vaccaro laying the wood, causing the turnover. If you recognize his name, that's because his brother is Kenny, the great Texas Longhorn safety playing in the NFL now.
And I had a chance to watch Kenny Vaccaro knock people loose. Heard, pump fake, reverse with room as DJ Johnson tried to turn the corner, but Stephon McClure was there, the senior from Vista, California. That's a loss of 1.
Watch him right here. He's just going to read the play the entire time. He stays home. Perfect position and gets the speedster to the ground for a loss of 1.
Second down at 11 at the 19. They throw this one short side, Foreman. And Foreman will pick up about 5 yards on the play as Darius Allensworth brings him down. And we really haven't had a chance to see Jerrod Heard break contain. Remember, he runs a 4.5 40. He's got sprinter speed and incredible elusiveness. 3rd and 8 at the 22. Heard with time, fires up the sideline, wide open. Johnson at the 40, cuts it across. DJ Johnson down at the 22. A 50-yard gain, and Jerrod Heard is slinging it today.
Here he's coming from the slot position. John Burt, the outside receiver number 1, is one of the fastest players in the nation, and both Cal players took him. And DJ Johnson was wide open. You have to credit the protection first because it was wonderful the time that Heard had in order to find the wheel route down the sidelines. But DJ Johnson, a couple of catches for 95 yards.
That one a gain of 56. First down and 10 at the Cal 23. And they hand it off, running left, and it's Foreman. He'll lean forward and gain a yard on the play. All right, that's the end of the first quarter. A lot of fireworks by this man early on. Jerrod Heard, the young man from Denton, Texas, having a good first half. Second quarter coming up after this. Game tied at 7. Let's check out the KFC stat comparison.
I think it's all been a bit of that turnover. I mean, that's why it's sitting at 7-7. Cal was driving to take the lead in this game, and now Texas has the ball, been driving right down the field. Another huge thing, this total yards. Last week, Rice outgained Texas by close to 200 yards overall in the game. Texas hanging right in there with Jerrod Heard, the redshirt freshman.
Second down and goal at the 7. And Texas running it with Foreman. Foreman looks like he may have lost some traction. And they'll lose a couple of yards on the play.
Texas is too static right now. You got to get this young kid on the edge and give him some run pass options. Speaking of their quarterback, Jerrod Heard. Now it's 3rd down. I would fully expect him to leave the pocket in some sort of run pass threat.
3rd down and goal at the 9. Here's Heard to throw it. Into the corner. And incomplete. Threw that one into the double coverage to Jay Johnson, the intended receiver.
I like the route design. I just don't think it plays to the strengths of the young quarterback, Jerrod Heard. getting him on the move and putting pressure on the defense with his feet first. That's how you create open throwing lanes for the wide receivers to find Gus inside the 15-yard line. When he's just sitting in the pocket, all the defensive back has to worry about is covering his wide receiver.
So Nick Rose comes in to attempt a 27-yarder. Trey Holtz, the holder. High snap, handle, got it up, and good. Texas has to settle for 3 points. 12:52 to go. Second quarter. They're rocking in the stands here in Austin. That's because the Longhorns have a 10-7 lead over the California Golden Bears. And this one will not be returned. First down and 10 at the 38. Trey Watson in the backfield for Cal. Goff steps up in the pocket, delivers, back shoulder throw, perfect. And that one caught by Trevor Davis. And it's a gain of 24 yards.
That's graduate level pocket manipulation from Jerrod Goff. A lot of big words to say. He stayed calm with chaos going around him, and he found a completion down the field. That's beautiful quarterback play from Goff.
Davis, second team preseason All-America candidate. First and 10 of the 38. Goff. This time he finds Powell, and Powell lowers his shoulder, gets out of bounds in front of Lockwood.
A solid block there from Trevor Davis. He was the wide receiver on the outside that was able to block the corner and allow Powell to get down the sidelines with a free lane for a first down.
Everybody's getting touches.
That's great quarterback play. Everybody's involved. Everybody's moving fast.
First down. Powell once again. And he's held up and dropped at the 20-yard line. Peter Jenkins. But so far, Jerrod Goff has hit 8 different receivers.
Makes it easy to run your route with 100% effort as a wide receiver when your quarterback is going to put the ball not only on time, but exactly where it should be. 9 straight completions now.
Second and 15 at the 19. Goff sprints out of the pocket. With time, and he'll just dump it. I thought an interesting comment was made, Joel, when we had a chance to visit with some of the Cal broadcasters. And they told us that at this particular point, he's ahead of where Aaron Rodgers was at the same time.
Well, remember, Aaron Rodgers completely changed his entire technique. He had the big, the elbows up, ball held up high by his ear, and he changed in the NFL. And Goff clearly ahead of that now, but faces a big third down here.
He's got a whip, folks. Third down 5 at the 19. With 3 of 5 on third down conversion. And they hand it off. And Wary. And he won't pick up the first down. Tracked down by Malik Jefferson and Kenny Vaccaro.
How about Kenny?
Excuse me, Kevin Vaccaro.
I wanted to say Kenny as well.
I know.
Kevin Vaccaro from his safety position. He's that back safety on the right side of your screen. Look at him come up. The decisiveness to come up and run support and get the ball carrier down on third down. What an excellent play.
And it looks like Cal will go for it.
They've struggled in the kicking game. This is one of those instances where rather than try for 3 and come away with a missed field goal, rather have your best player on the field, Jerrod Goff.
3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Here's Goff. Throws it up top. Touchdown, Kenny Lawler. A 17-yard strike. Goff to Lawler.
Lawler's 6'3". His best route is this back shoulder fade. He tempos it beautifully, wins, hustles in there for the back shoulder throw. Goff perfectly thrown, but that whole play was made by Lawler with a perfect route.
Lawler now with 7 touchdown catches in the last 4 games. He was working on a freshman, John Bonney. And the extra point by Matt Anderson is good. So Cal strikes back. Kenny Lawler going up high, making the grab. We've got a ball game for you in the Lone Star State. Looks like Texas may have a chance to return one. And they'll bring it out of the end zone. Jonathan Gray, not a very good choice. And he's down at the 5-yard line. So 2nd down and 13 at the 2. And they'll run it. Here's Heard. Watch out! Down the sideline. Jerrod Heard. His teammates say he gives him some juice. There's some juice on this play.
Well, it starts with the read, and he makes a beautiful read, and then he's gone. And when he gets a seam, man, he's electric. You talk about that juice, Gus. Tackled himself out of bounds, man. He could have gone for a little more yardage there.
A 34-yard gain on 2nd and 13, 1st and 10 to the 36. Here's the handoff to Gray. And Gray turns the corner with running room. And he'll get to midfield and out of bounds.
And this is what happens when the quarterback threatens the defense. Everything else becomes easier. 34 yards on the first gain from Heard, 15 there for Gray.
Texas having no problems moving the ball against Cal. 1st down and 10 at the California 49. Heard drops back, looking for it all. It's Burt, the freshman, caught at the 5. John Burt, 43-yard gain.
This is what happens when you got one of the fastest players in all of college football. It's almost impossible to outthrow him, and he has to come back for the ball, and he gets it inside the 10. Great adjustment by the freshman, John Burt.
1st down and goal at the 6 for Texas. Here's a handoff. Gray plowing straight ahead. And Gray leans forward and gets inside the 5-yard line.
Boy, when they get inside the 10, though, they don't let Heard get on the edge. We saw this already. They had to settle for a field goal. I think they need to get number 13 outside of the pocket on the left, threatening the defense with a run-pass option.
Jay Norvell, 2nd week, running the offense. 2nd down and goal at the 4. And you can see the growth already. Handoff, Gray. They don't need to let him run, because Jonathan Gray slams it in the end zone, and Texas has 6 more. A 95-yard drive.
Well, a couple of true freshmen in here, right here, and right here, but the whole line gets great movement, and Gray's going to come on the zone. Vahe, 77, the right guard, he gets up to the linebacker. That offensive line getting some of that juice, Gus Johnson.
That's right. Extra point up by Rose, and good. How about this? After that humiliating opening season loss to Notre Dame, 38-3, they bounce back against Rice, and right now they're slugging it out with Cal at home. The redshirt freshman, they say he's a primetime player. Look at his numbers. 8 of 11 for 202 yards passing. He's carried the ball 4 times for 45 yards rushing, averaging 11.3 yards with a 34-yard long. And he led him on a 6-play, 95-yard drive. And look at the energy in the crowd now with the Longhorns competing nicely. They'll start from the 20. Here's Goff. And Goff sacked. Jerrod Davis. They pick up the loose ball. Desmond Jackson advances it. And Texas is in business once again. 1:35 remaining in the first half. Longhorns with 2 timeouts.
Here's Jerrod Davis, beats him with the speed rush. Then Desmond Jackson was coming around. He's going to be the guy that picks up the football. There's Davis on the sack. Clear fumble. And Desmond Jackson sets up the Longhorns inside the 10-yard line. This defense hasn't made many plays this year. That's the biggest one they've made, setting up a scoring opportunity for their offense.
And the big fella almost got in there, Joel. He almost got there. Charlie Strong, he loves what he's seeing from his young team.
He's been pleading with them to play with that type of passion up front, and he's finally starting to see it.
1st down and goal at the 6. And they hand it off. Touchdown, Jonathan Gray. Hook 'em horns. His 2nd of the first half. Nick Rose for the extra point, and it's good. Texas with 10 points off 2 Cal turnovers. Jonathan Gray, pay dirt again. Longhorns percolating. Joel, I haven't seen that much enthusiasm and energy on a Texas sideline in the last few years.
I haven't seen it in this building in the last 3 or 4 years. Really haven't.
So Texas capitalizing off the California turnovers. 1:32 to go. Nick Rose sends it away. And down to the end zone. 1st and 10 at the 25. And they hand it off to Muhammad. Muhammad still running. Picks up a first down and more with a seam. Burst of speed down the sideline. Still going and finally dragged down to the 25. Khalfani Muhammad, the junior from Inglewood, California, with a sensational run. He's a track athlete who was part of the Cal 400-meter relay team that ran Cal's first sub-40-second race since 1987.
Just saw it on that last run. My goodness.
A 49-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the Texas 26. Goff, he'll throw it in the end zone. Close. Oh, what a play. Kenny Lawler made the defender miss, but he stepped out of play.
That's a big-time throw from Jerrod Goff right in the hole. It's called a hole shot behind a cover 2 corner, so a low corner, high safety, and you throw it right in between the two.
And in 2 plays, they gain 49 and 22 yards. 1st and goal to the Texas 4. Watson turns a corner, but can't get there. Knocked out of bounds inside the 5. And that's John Bonney and Eddie Freeman combining on the tackle.
And Bonnie's got such a difficult job because he's out there against Kenny Lawler. Remember the big receiver, number 4. And he was able to come off of him, recognize the run play, and tackle right at the 1-yard line.
Now Texas gets lined up. Here's a handoff. And Wary, touchdown. Easy, breezy. Cal. It takes him only 4 plays to go 75 yards in 40 seconds.
Boy, that was an answer. After the sack fumble, set up that Texas score. Jerrod Goff took him right down the field, set up by that sensational run by Khalfani Muhammad. It took him all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Matt Anderson comes on to attempt the extra point. And it's good. 4 plays, 75 yards. Golden Bears score in 40 seconds. Fireworks in the first half in Austin. 45 points, 614 combined yards between these 2 teams. And you get the feeling that that young man is just starting to get warm.
He started slow a week ago against San Diego State, and then once he got going, boy, he was sensational. And it just takes a quarterback just a little bit of time to understand what this defense is trying to do schematically, and it seems like Goff has got his rhythm now.
Texas, with 52 seconds remaining in the first half, will get it at the 25. Heard, sideline. Oh, and picked off. Great interception. Jalen Jefferson goes out of bounds with 24 seconds left, and that will give Jerrod Goff and the Cal offense another chance.
That's exactly what I was talking about. He's played so well in this first half. The whole team has played so well. He's trying to throw the curl route to Burt on the outside, number 1, and the linebacker just slips right underneath it. Heard didn't even see him the whole time. He was staring him down, and Jalen Jefferson was right there for an easy interception. And now you've got one of the better players in all of college football, Jerrod Goff, even with no timeouts, but the ball in scoring territory at the 30-yard line. Big mistake from Texas right there.
Cal came into today tied with San Diego State for the FBS lead with 6 interceptions through 2 weeks of play. Now they have 7. More importantly, Golden Bears at the 30. Goff, sideline. This one cradled and caught by Trevor Davis.
Boy, and the official gave him the stop clock. I thought his butt hit inbounds. But he gave him the stop clock. That was huge. Remember, no timeouts here for Cal.
2nd and 2 at the Texas 22. Goff sprinting out now, throws on the move, caught, and this time it's Kenny Lawler. He gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 13 seconds to go.
I mean, how smart is this drive, right? With a veteran quarterback, a veteran group of wide receivers, everything has been thrown outside the numbers. They've gotten Goff out of the pocket on the run so that he can burn the ball if necessary.
1st down and 10 to the 17. Goff steps back in the end zone, incomplete. With 8 seconds to go. And how's this for red zone efficiency? Since 2014, Goff has 23 touchdowns and no interceptions in the red zone.
He's added a couple of that, 25 now with the 2 touchdown passes tonight. And after Sonny Dykes earlier said he's not going to kick it anymore, trots his kicker back on the field, Matt Anderson.
So with 8 seconds to go, Anderson gets another crack at it. He missed a 44-yarder. This one from 34 yards out. And it's good. Sent it to the back of the net with 48 points scored in the first half, 654 combined yards. We'll start the second half level at 24, Texas and Cal. Welcome back to Austin, Texas, and what a first half. We head into the 3rd quarter with our score, California 24, Texas 24. Gus Johnson along with Joel Klatt. We talked about at the top of our telecast this being a battle of the quarterbacks,
that's right.
And that's certainly what it turned out to be.
It did, and we knew that one of them was going to be great, Jerrod Goff. What we didn't know is that we're going to get great play from both of these guys. As we look at the Firestone first half stats, Texas 95 yards on the ground. That was a point of emphasis for them coming in. I think they've established that very well. Last week they were outgained by Rice by 200 yards, and they're hanging with the very powerful Cal offense, 337 to 317.
And I'm not going to say that that mistake by Jerrod Heard was his mistake alone. I'm going to give 50% of that to the coaches.
Or more, because the first time that a young quarterback is put into a 2-minute situation, Gus, the tendency is to force it. You think you have to make that throw and you have to force the ball down the field when in reality you don't, in particular in the first half.
So Texas will get the ball to start the second half. DJ Johnson and Jonathan Gray back deep as Matt Anderson prepares to send it away. And he'll kick it short. Ball picked up by Jonathan Gray. And Gray advances it up to the 35-yard line. They're trying to keep that ball out of DJ Johnson's hands.
Well, and you know why? Last week, 85-yard punt return for a touchdown. He's got 2 kick returns for touchdowns in his career. Another 85-yarder in 2013 against Oklahoma, and that's what Sonny Dykes is so concerned about in the special teams game.
So as we take a look at the beginning of the second half, what are the adjustments that both teams have to make?
For Texas, what I saw late in that second quarter is the inside run game started to open up for them because everyone was paying attention to Jerrod Heard on the outside. 1st
down and 10. And here's Heard to throw on 1st down. That's a confidence builder right there. After throwing an interception, he finds John Burt, the freshman wide receiver, on the first play of the second half. Let's check in with Molly McGrath.
Gus, Cal scored 10 points going into halftime, but Sonny Dykes told me he feels like his team didn't gain any momentum from that because of crucial mistakes that they made. He said we need to slow down, keep calm, and play smarter. When I asked him if he was surprised by Jerrod Heard's playmaking ability, he laughed and said, no, I knew he could do that, guys.
All right, thank you. 2nd down and 3. And Heard wants to throw it and lost it. Fumbled the football. And I believe California has it. Yes, they do.
Now the question becomes, was that hand moving forward, or was he clearly out of the process of trying to throw the ball? He definitely pumped it once. Tried to find that pop throw over the middle. That is a clear fumble. He had total intent to keep that ball as it came out of his hand, even though it was moving forward. But right there, it's a tuck, even though it's still moving. Clear fumble. And Cal's going to have a great break here to start the second half.
First down and 10 at the 31. And it's Muhammad. And Desmond Jackson drags him down from behind. Galfani Muhammad picks up 6 yards on the play.
This defensive line did a heck of a job in the first half for Texas, not only getting to Jerrod Goff, but also stopping the run. That's something that Cal wanted to emphasize, was come in and run the football between the tackles. And at least early in this third quarter, they've had a couple of successful runs and won the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 3. Goff on the play fake. Quick release. Guts it up the field. Lala. What a beautiful athlete. As he goes up and makes the grab, just takes it away from Kevin Vaccaro.
This is all about trust. Goff had to throw off his back foot, and he knows there's a safety there, but he says, I trust Lawler more, and he puts it where he can catch it. First down, Cal.
2:15. They hand it off, and that's a touchdown. Vic Inweri has enough space, and Cal capitalizes on the Texas turnover. Second rushing touchdown for Vic Inweri. He's coming back to his home state.
Check out Stephen Moore, number 64. He blocks down, and that angle on the down block is what creates all the space. You see that movement, and that's where Inweri hops over for the touchdown. That's great technique inside the 1-yard line from the offensive lineman.
So Cal takes a 30-24 lead. Extra point is good. 17 straight points by Cal in the last 5 minutes. Vic Inweri finding the end zone. 31-24 California. Texas has now given up at least 28 points in 5 straight games, tying the all-time school record, a mark set just 3 seasons ago. Sonny Dykes coming back to familiar surroundings. His father coaching with Darrell Royal for 5 years and going on to be the head coach at Texas Tech, where his son grew up. Sonny. This ball kicked into the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 at the 36. Now Heard again under pressure. Steps up in the pocket. Tries to bounce it outside. Turns the corner. And gets out of bounds at the 40.
Once again,
Heard has carried the ball 10 times as he gains 5 there for 58 yards and a touchdown.
I mean, Gus, you watch football every Saturday all fall. That play's not supposed to go for positive yardage. I mean, that athletic ability from Jerrod Heard is just remarkable in setting him up a medium second down opportunity.
Dante Foreman in the backfield as they hand it off. And this time, Foreman cannot get outside. Terrific tackle by Darius White, the senior. 3rd and 24. Heard in trouble and gets rid of it. Incomplete. Closest man to the football, Dante Foreman. Great pressure being applied by Cal, and that will force the Longhorns to punt it away.
Boy, this offensive line has been their Achilles heel offensively here for the entire first part of this season. They were pretty good in the first half and providing time for Heard, but these last couple of series, they have just been a total sieve up front in front of their redshirt freshman.
Michael Dixon punts it away, and it's fair caught at the 29. So Jerrod Goff with the lead and the ball. That may spell trouble for Texas. 8:02 to go, third quarter. Cal with a 31-24 lead, and here's the story. Last 3 possessions for Cal: touchdown, field goal, touchdown. Last 3 possessions for Texas: interception, fumble, punt. As you take a look at the leading receivers tonight. First down at the 29 for the Golden Bears, and Muhammad running, and he crosses the 30 up to the 32. and they keep you off balance with this Sonny Dykes offense.
They really do, and they've got lots of weapons. We've seen Muhammad break off a long run. Kenny Lawler, he's been sensational. 5 catches, 76 yards, 15 per catch. And then they've got a quarterback that can distribute the ball to all of them.
2nd and 7 at the 32, and when in doubt, they throw it to Steven Anderson, the flex tight end. Here's Goff. Scampers out of the pocket, wants to run it. Look at the moves. Goff slides down at midfield. Nicely done by the junior quarterback.
He's got much more speed than you would think. Goff is the type of guy that when he needs to can pick up that first down with his feet. Khalifani Muhammad threw a nice block there that allowed him to get that first down. The running back out of the backfield.
He gained 16 yards on the play. So first down and 10 at the 30 for Cal. Goff near side, caught. Maurice Harris, and he gets out of bounds at the 15.
You know, the mark of a really good offense, I would even say great offenses, are when you give them second chances and when you give them breaks.
They kill you.
They take advantage, and that's what we've seen all night from Cal. They get the turnover turned into points. 17 unanswered now in the last 3 drives, 10 of them off turnovers.
1st and 10 at the 17. And the handoff to Watson. Watson still running. Finally dragged down by Jefferson inside the 10. And I'll tell you what, this California offense, Joel, they are surgical.
I think it starts in their offensive front. That offensive line is so good and so experienced. Watch their right tackle, Stephen Moore. He's going to come all the way down and cut off the defensive tackle and create the hole. That's an exceptional block from an offensive tackle.
2nd down and 1 at the 8. And Watson again, dragged down inside the 2. And Sonny Dykes said, when I got here 3 seasons ago, it was alarming what we had to work with. Now we're tough, we're strong, and we're big. To his point, Cal's offensive line now has 92 starts under the belt of their offensive line, led by 39 from Jordan Rigsby.
Rigsby, 73, the right guard.
1st and goal at the 3. Play fake. Goff in the end zone, touchdown. Kenny Lawler. Wow. These young men are good.
Red zone passing game is about timing and efficiency. Here's Lawler. He's going to go on the post, and Goff, even off of his back foot, knows that he can do what, Gus? Throw it high, because he's got the big body. He just tosses it up, and it's like an alley-oop at the back of the end zone. That's too easy from an experienced offense.
So Kenny Lawler gives Cal a 37-24 lead. Lawler 6 catches, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. Texas with a lot of work to do now. Extra point is good. The California Golden Bears coming into Austin, taking no prisoners. Kenny Lawler putting up spectacular numbers over his last 4 games. And Joel, this Cal team picked to finish 3rd by the media in the Pac-12 North behind Oregon and Stanford. I don't know if that's where they're going to end up.
Yeah, they're more talented than that. And those 2 teams that have been on the top of that division now for quite some time, and the only schools to win the Pac-12 here in the last, about 7 years, Oregon and Stanford, they got competition because this offense is for real. And Jerrod Goff makes the quarterback position look way too easy. That's the mark of a great player.
Matt Anderson will kick it away. Johnson and Gray back deep. This one short once again and down at the 33.
With Jerrod Goff at the helm.
1st down and 10, and they'll run it with Foreman. Foreman still on the move. Very good run after contact as he drags defenders to the 41, maybe the 42-yard line.
Last week, Rice had a great 2nd quarter. Texas came out and scored 3 third-quarter touchdowns. In the previous 12 games, going back to game 3 last year, the Longhorns had not scored a third-quarter touchdown. They desperately need one right now.
3rd down and 13 at the 45. And here's Heard with running room. Takes off, but will not pick up the first down as he gets inside Cal territory. So with that in mind, Steve Patterson fired, and he's the man that hired Charlie Strong.
That's right.
Where does Charlie Strong stand?
Yeah, I still think Charlie's on very firm ground. The fan base and the alumni really like Charlie and what he stands for, more importantly, and what he's doing here with a young team. But the bottom line is, no matter where you're at, no matter what people say, as a head coach, you never want to work for a guy that didn't hire you. And Charlie's about to be in that situation, not only with his interim athletic director, Mike Perrin, but whoever Texas decides to hire moving forward.
Some of the names floating around: Oliver Luck. And they run it. Here's Muhammad. Muhammad crosses the 20, gets to the 25, down at the 26. And say what you want about Steve Patterson. Down the road, the record will reflect, if Charlie Strong turns it around, that he did hire Charlie Strong.
That's right.
And I can almost guarantee you that Texas basketball will be making some serious strides with Shaka Smart, another man he hired. Gain of 18 on the play. 1st and 10 of the 26. And they hand it off. Muhammad. And watch him go. He's a sprinter. Whoa. Kalfani Muhammad to the house. Touchdown, California. 74 yards.
This is big 99 Malik Monroe, and he's going to come across and he pins that hole. He blocks 2 Longhorns, and now the hole is wide open for Muhammad, who takes it the rest of the way.
Extra point up and good, and just like that, California has broken this game wide open. 45 points on the scoreboard. Cal 4 touchdowns and a field goal in the last 5 drives. 31 straight points. Kalfani Muhammad with a 74-yard jaunt into the end zone. And as soon as he got to the end zone and back to the sideline, guess who congratulated him? Daniel Lasco.
Lasco, the starter, out with a hip injury. He's their leading rusher, one of their leaders, a senior from the Woodlands, Texas. You know how badly Daniel Lasco wanted to play in this game ever since he first set foot on campus in Berkeley. He knew that this game was on the schedule. Strains his hip, leg injury, can't play. He's got to be devastated, and yet the unselfishness to be happy for Kalfani Muhammad.
Bears send it away into the end zone, and Texas will start from the 25. 1st down and 10 for the Longhorns. Now it's Heard to throw it with time. Unleashes a nice strike, and this ball is caught by Foreman. Beautiful throw by Jerrod Heard.
And what did he have in the pocket? He had time. Finally, the offensive line gave him some time so that he could expose the holes down the field. And when he's got that time, he's shown the ability to find the open man and throw with some accuracy. This is all on that front 5. If they can play well, this kid's going to be special.
1st down and 10 of the 22. Here's a handoff. Gray lowers his shoulder, and he'll get to the 15.
We'll see if something like that can provide a little spark, a little energy, not only to Hurt, but the rest of his offense. Sometimes your quarterback getting beat up or something happening bad to the star of your team. You know who that gets going? Those 5 offensive linemen. And they start playing with some aggression up front. We'll see if that happens for the Longhorns here.
2nd down and 4 at the 16-yard line.
Boy, there was no reason for that stoppage. They could have gotten a snap off.
And that takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter. 45-24, Texas threatening. Here in Austin, as you take a look at the scoring by quarters, the 3rd quarter, a big one for Cal. For Texas, it's turning out to be their Achilles heel this season. 2nd down and 4 at the 16 for Jerrod Heard and the Longhorns offense. And they hand it off to Warren. Warren pushing the pile forward and picks up the first down as he falls inside the 10. And this game is not over by any means, Joe, but a lot to build on for Texas, especially on offense.
Absolutely. Best series of the second half. They've got to punch it in for a touchdown.
First 9 penalties against the Longhorns. First down and goal now from the 19. And they'll hand it off. Chris Warren. Second and goal from the 15. Heard wants a throw. In trouble. Rolls out of the pocket. And steps out of bounds.
He was going to get a blitz on the right side. Watch this. They're going to come from the right side. He's going to get both blitzers, but doesn't see them. Now, he's elusive enough to get out of it, but at that point, it's a broken play. All of his routes were to the left, and he had no one to throw to and has to run out of bounds.
Third down goal at the 13-yard line. Here's Heard. Steps up. Wants to run it. Gets outside. Still on the move. Turns the corner. Touchdown, Texas. Wow. Second rushing touchdown of the night for young Jerrod Heard. And he scores on third down and goal from the 13.
What a run. Man, there was nothing there. I mean, nothing there. Great defense from Cal. That's just a sensational individual effort.
Nick Rose with the extra point, and it's good. Jerrod Heard has thrown for 267 yards and rushed for 96. Texas refusing to quit. Let's see if their defense can step up now. Longhorns keep fighting behind the legs and arm of this young man, Jerrod Heard.
How about that touchdown? It was all Heard, but I also want you to take a look at number 33, Deontay Foreman. He's at the top of your screen, the wide receiver, and he gets a sensational block. But it wasn't just about the block. It was the smart play. He could block him in the back right there, or he can wait and get in front of him, and he waits to make the block until the Cal defender turns, and he doesn't get a block in the back penalty, leads to a touchdown. That is an intelligent play from a sophomore from Texas City, Deontay Freedom.
And that was on Hardy Nickerson. As the Longhorns will fly it out of the end zone. First down and 10 at the 38. And they run it, nowhere to go for Muhammad. Terrific tackle by Shiro Davis.
Goff still moving gingerly back there. Clearly not right.
Second and 13. Goff over the middle. Caught by Hudson. And he's stopped by John Bonney. That brings up third down and 6.
Starting to move a little better now, and I like the play call, because what they did is they weren't having him getting into any footwork situations. It's just catch and throw. Try to get his legs under him here a little bit as he's been limping around. I would roll up in bump coverage if I was Texas, knowing that Goff can't move around the pocket all that well.
Goff handing it off to his running back, and Wary. He'll dive forward short of the first down. On 3rd and 6, he picks up about 4.5 as Peter Jenkins prohibits him from getting the first down. So 4th down and 2 at the 45, and wow, Sonny Dykes going for it.
Wow, I don't understand this. Well, you talk about potentially creating the momentum for the opponent if they're not able to get it.
Remember, he pooched a punt in the first half. Jerrod Goff, but he's got a tender leg, it seems like. He's been limping around. And he'll pooch it again. Not a bad punt as it goes out of bounds inside the 25. 10:25 to go, 4th quarter. Here comes Texas with the ball. A lot of time to play.
I'm different, yeah, I'm different.
Here's Heard on the play fake with time and incomplete. Johnson crossing the field was the intended receiver. He wanted a flag, won't get it. Stephon McClure defensively for Cal.
I thought McClure arrived a little early, but the problem is that the ball was so far out in front. I don't think you can make a reasonable argument that Johnson was going to go down and catch that ball. He was already running as fast as he could, and it was still way out in front of me. Even if he dove, I don't think he would have caught that ball.
2nd and 10. Heard bounces out of the pocket, turns it up, and goes down at the 27. Gaining a couple.
Now, offensively, you have to break the game down in sections. Clearly, you want to score on this possession. You need a touchdown, but you need a touchdown somewhere around the 4-minute mark, from 3:30 to 4 minutes, so that you're not forced into an onside kick situation, so that you can continue to utilize your defense, kick off, and still try to get the ball back. That's the goal of the offense.
Here's Heard again, looking, rolls out of the pocket. Oh, great move as he slides down and picks up a first down at the 37, maybe the 38-yard line, depending on the spot. He gained 9.
Boy, this near side linesman just gave him a horrific spot from 50 yards away. I mean, he's on all the way the opposite side. He's running in there trying to put him a yard short of the first down.
And Heard hands it off for the first down. Dante Foreman, good blocking up front for the Longhorns.
And now with that timeout being ripped away from them, now they're going to have to move with some real sense of urgency and pace to what they're doing to try to get this score and give them enough time on the back end of that score to try to get the ball for a second possession.
5 minutes to play. First down, Texas. Heard. Sideline. Nice throw. Burt with the catch.
Love how he steps into that throw. After the fake, Burt's got so much speed that the corner on the opposite side, Darius White, number 6, he's having to honor that deep ball, as he should in this situation. So those underneath routes are going to be wide open for a guy like John Burt all the way down the field.
So what's the philosophy for the secondary at this point in the game?
Deeper than the deepest.
Don't let anybody get behind you.
Don't let anybody get behind you.
And the handoff. Deontay Foreman, first down, Texas. Clock will stop at 4:07.
And it's beginning to be an issue now. It wasn't at the start of this drive, but now it's beginning to be an issue, because as soon as you get under that 3:30 mark, towards 3 minutes and inside of that, you're starting to think about having to onside kick it if you're able to score on this possession. So a sense of urgency now needed for the Longhorns.
First down at midfield. Jerrod Heard to throw it. Near side. Nice throw. Good catch. And the Longhorns get out of bounds as Armonte Foreman makes the reception, the sophomore from Texas City.
And any of these plays that you can get out of bounds with a ball as a ball carrier, you got to do it. And that was an excellent job there by Foreman. Hasn't been used much. I don't know why the clock would be rolling right now. He was out of bounds. Still with his momentum going forward.
First down. Heard again. Steps up with a big lane. And slides down at the 35.
And he didn't get to the first.
At the 25, excuse me.
And so the clock is going to continue to run here.
But Texas still moving the ball. 3:10 to go. Here's a handoff to Gray. Breaks free. Gray. They'll make that Foreman. Touchdown. Dante Foreman gets in a 27-yard run. And with 3 minutes to go, Texas scores.
And that's exactly what they needed. I said they needed to score before 3 minutes. They hit it right on the button. And now they got some life, making it a one-possession game after the long run from Dante Foreman. Big fella's got some moves at 240.
Nick Rose with the extra point, and it's good. 7-point game. Texas still fighting to the very end. An onside kick may be coming up right after this. 45-38. Cal with the lead. 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. What's coming up here?
Well, they're lining up for the onside kick. Clearly, with Jerrod Goff on the other side, you have to think to yourself, this might be our one chance to get the ball back. Number 16 has been surgical during the course of this game. Goff 27-36 for 268 and 3 scores. And Charlie Strong wants the football back in his redshirt freshman quarterback's hands right away.
So Nick Rose, how does he want to hit this, Joel?
You got to hit it with a little pace right towards the 50-yard line, right where Charlie Strong is. Charlie Strong is his marker. See, he's waving to his kicker right here. There's Charlie Strong.
There's the big bounce, but recovered by guess who? Steven Anderson on the hands team. He's got soft hands. And Cal does a nice job defending the onside kick.
You put your most trusted player in that position on the hands team for Cal. That player is Steven Anderson. Everybody up front is taught to just go block, and it's totally on number 89. Anderson, former walk-on, to secure the football, which he does.
So if you're Texas right now,
I'm sending the house.
In your mind, do you think that Cal will throw the football?
At some point on this series, they will. And you've got to be ready and take advantage.
And wary, running on first down. Longhorns with 1 timeout left. Jerrod Davis with the tackle.
And how big is that timeout now that was taken away from him on the challenge when Jerrod Heard slid on the 3rd down? There's Vance Bedford. He's going to have to dial up something to get this ball back for his offense.
2nd and 7. Goff in no rush. Here's another handoff, and Wary tries to get outside, but Texas hot to the football. John Bonney leading the way as Nweri back to the line of scrimmage. And now Texas uses their final timeout.
Timeout. Texas. That's their 3rd and final timeout of the game.
So if you're Sonny Dykes, you have a decision to make.
That'll
Do you run it?
30-second timeout.
Play conservative football. If you don't get the first down, you let the clock run out as much as possible, try to kick the field goal, or do you throw it here?
I think that you run it. I think that even with Goff in the backfield, you run the football. You may pop free for a first down, and at that point, you're going to end this thing. But if you get stopped, you're going to pooch kick this ball, and you got a redshirt freshman quarterback in Jerrod Heard. This is what Sonny Dykes has got to be thinking. That would have to go with about, Gus, anywhere from a minute 20 to a minute 25 left with no timeouts, and then you're forcing him to go the length of the field. I'll take my odds in that situation rather than throwing an incompletion here and giving them close to 2 minutes to have that same drive.
But Sonny Dykes is not conventional. I will say that. 3rd and 7. And he's going to throw it over the middle. Wow! Sonny Dykes and a fumble. Incomplete, rather. Incomplete. Steven Anderson had it, but he got popped.
And the gamble backfires. They go to their sure-handed tight end, Steven Anderson, and he just dropped it. Took his eyes off the ball. He had not only the first down, but this game would have been all sewn up for Cal. And now Goff is going to have to stand back there and pooch it once more to try to pin this team back inside the 10.
45 yards on his last pooch. This not a good one, though. And it dies at the 20. Will be down inside the 20 with 1:51 to play. Texas still with life.
These are those moments that you dream of as a kid, and now he's got a chance to drive 81 yards and try to tie this ball game up.
How do you drive the 81 yards with no timeout?
First and foremost, you have to think about the first down. Get a clean completion early in the drive.
On first down, Jerrod Heard to throw it. And incomplete.
Definitely not the worst thing in the world. The other thing you got to be cognizant of is completing the ball short of the first down marker inside of the numbers. With no timeouts left, that's going to take a lot of time off the clock to get back up there and snap it again.
Look at the numbers on Heard. 328 yards passing. 118 yards rushing. 446 yards in total offense. 2nd and 10 at the 19. Heard with time, steps up, drops it off. Jonathan Gray's got to get out of bounds and does at the 35.
The most effective completion on a 2-minute series is the first down. Heard gets it right there with just a simple check down to his running back Gray, who also stops the clock getting out of bounds.
A Marcus Mariota type play there by Heard, faking like he was going to run it and then just dropping it off. It's been effective for him. Here's Heard again. Put some mustard on that one and gets him to midfield. I'll tell you what, folks, regardless of the outcome of this game, they got a ball player here at the University of Texas.
And as the excitement builds, the one thing I'm noticing is Cal is playing extremely soft coverage against these fast young wide receivers from Texas, and that type of completion is going to be there all day. And now number 2, Darius Allensworth, is going to walk up and bump down here at the bottom.
Here's Heard, drops it off. Jonathan Gray gets his shoulder square out of bounds at the Cal 45 with 1:25 to go in regulation.
You know, being a young quarterback, it's all about learning lessons. In a 2-minute situation in the first half, Heard tried to force the ball down the field, threw an interception. What's he doing on this series? He's taking what Cal gives him. If it's a check down to the running back, take it, get out of bounds, and snap it on 2nd down.
2nd and 4 at the 45. Heard looking to the sideline, a little high. Intended for Ja'Cory Warwick.
And not the worst thing in the world. Got 2 more downs. Snaps of the football to try to get this first down. But again, it remains true. The ball cannot be completed inside of the numbers short of the first down marker.
Can Heard take off and run it?
Only if he can make a first down.
3rd and 4. Remember, the clock stops if Texas gets a first down.
They're going to blitz out, run a quarterback draw right here.
Here's Heard. They blitz. Quarterback draw. First down. Heard hits the sideline. Bring it up. Whoa! The Chiefs touchdown. Texas. Woo! That poor kid.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart.
I didn't think it was blocked. He just chunked it out to the right. Even if you're a Cal fan, that makes you sick.
Yes, it does. And the reaction from the Texas sideline once they learned that Nick Rose missed the field goal, and even Jerrod Goff.
Gus, there's still 1:11 left.
The point after, excuse me.
As sick as you've got to feel for Nick Rose, he's got to execute another onside kick.
He's a senior. And out of bounds at midfield. Texas out of timeouts. Goff takes a knee.
Charlie Strong's got to be just devastated.
And Goff takes a knee, and that will do it. What a game in Austin. Cal surviving 45-44 as Sonny Dykes looks for Charlie Strong. Jerrod Goff putting up great numbers again. He threw for 268 yards and 3 touchdowns as the two coaches shake hands. Jerrod Heard threw for 364 yards, rushed for 164 yards. He had 3 rushing touchdowns and accounted for 528 yards in total offense. Texas with 651 yards in total offense. Cal with 559 for a total of 12-10. And our Molly McGrath is on the sideline.
Thanks, Gus. Coach, this win didn't come easy. Texas with 2 huge touchdowns in the final 3 minutes of the game. How were you able to fend that off? What was going through your mind on that last Texas drive?
Well, we just assumed after they scored we were going to go to overtime, so we were trying to come up with some good overtime plays. You got to give Texas a lot of credit, man. They fought hard, they battled. We just couldn't make enough first downs on the stretch to put the game away, but our guys played hard all day and did what we needed to do to win.
Jerrod Goff and your offense started out slow. How did you get him going, especially in the second half?
Yeah, it just took us a while. It took us a while to get untracked. Once we did, though, you know, we played pretty good. We played great third quarter and then struggled a little bit in the fourth quarter, so we just got to keep getting better.
You have a lot of memories here at Texas Memorial Stadium. Now a win as a head coach. How special is this for you?
Yeah, it's pretty special, especially the way the game ended. I mean, I'm still in a little bit of shock right now, the way it all unfolded, but it's a great way to win.
All right, congratulations, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Gus, back to you.
But how about this? Although Texas lost a dramatic fashion, their fans giving them a small ovation. 45-40.